Chief seconds only.
Ladies, I've given you the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. I remind you now, respect each other, obey my commands. We're going to keep this strictly professional. Izzy, this is good right here on the belt line. You can see that. Above there is good. All right, good luck.
And we get underway here for our main event at Matchroom's Before the Bell.
Are you ready?
As we mentioned, Ramla Ali, her story told around the world. Round one underway. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Dempsey McKean. Ramla Ali in the green trunks, Isela Vera in the gray. Dempsey, we've been speaking about Ramla Ali's incredible story, a Somalian war refugee turned pro boxer, looking to inspire others. I mean, it's an incredible story.
It is. You know, obviously she's gone through quite the triumph, and especially to make it over to England as well as a war refugee. So I'm sure she has seen some pretty nasty things in her time, and that probably gives her the upper advantage as well to overcome some obstacles.
Ramla Ali 3-0, Isela Vera 1-0. Both women hungry and putting on a spirited show so far in round one.
Definitely open to a flying start here. So Ramla has quite the significant reach advantage. That's what I'd like to see, just utilising that jab a little bit more, holding that range.
And if you watch Ramla Ali's fights, she's slick, she can move, she can box. So if you're Isela Vera, what do you do to counteract that?
Well, she's a bit shorter and a bit stronger, as you can see, so I think she needs to obviously...
There's a big right hand for Ali that lands.
And another one.
And a big jab. And Isela Vera looked like she was rocked from those two punches.
Definitely. She's done the right thing there by tying up, but she needs to press forward, have that guard nice and high, and make it ugly.
Ramla Ali working behind the jab. And if you look at the geography of this fight, as Ali lands another big right hand, it's Ali pressuring Isela Vera and Isela Vera on the back foot.
Definitely, that's it. I think she needs to hold her ground a little bit more, use that head movement, close that distance, and land some shots on the inside. You can't stay out on that range on a taller opponent.
And we bring you to the end of round one. Ramla Ali lands another right hand to punctuate the round. Ali certainly able to have success in that round one. Now you mentioned the height difference. It's apparent as we look at the highlights here. Now Dempsey, you're 6'6".
Yep.
It's very rare that you're looking up at an opponent. But if you were to give advice to Vera in terms of fighting a taller opponent, what would your advice be?
You have to close that distance. You can't see, as you can see here, she's sitting on the outside here, out on the outside of the pocket, you know, and Ali's just going to have that success. Every time she's going to land that jab cross. Every single time, as you've seen, she just landed multiple right hands. So she needs to press that action. She needs to push her on the back foot and close that distance and use that head movement at the same time.
And Dempsey, we saw you on Matchrooms Before the Bell last week. You won by knockout. We've spoken about possible future opponents. Joseph Parker. Another man mentioned was Tyson Fury, who would actually have the height advantage if you guys did square off, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, he's quite a tall fighter, and he fights quite tall as well. You know, he's up on his toes a lot of the time. So, but once again, that's another fight I'll cherish. Obviously, him being the world heavyweight champion.
And we get underway here in round two. The fight is scheduled for 4 rounds. Ramla Ali in the green trunks, Isela Vera in the gray. Do you think Isela Vera needs to make this a tough fight, a dirty fight, and get inside, make it rough in there?
She has to. It's the only option she has at the moment. She needs to close that distance. Like I said, she needs to have her hands a little bit higher. You know, she's getting tagged a bit too much coming on the inside. But that's what she has to do. She has to pressure and put that pace on.
And we spoke about Ramla Ali's story, right? Turned professional. She's doing a lot outside of boxing as well to inspire and help others, standing up for those who are underrepresented. She teaches self-defense to women. She's also a model. When you hear all of these things outside boxing, you may say, is that person actually going to be a good fighter? We're looking at her now. She can box, right?
She can box. She's a very tidy boxer, and she's putting on a hell of a display here at the moment.
Here's a nice combination by Ali, backing up Vera, working behind the jab, having success with the right hand. It looks like the referee is taking a close look at Vera.
Pressure a little bit more here. She might be able to get the stoppage win.
There's a nice right hand again that landed for Ali.
But yeah, she's very, very proactive on the outside of boxing, isn't it? It's funny how she manages to find the time, but as you can see, she's a classy boxer and she's in good hands with Joby as well. So I know Joby from the Anthony Joshua camp. He was one of the coaches in the AJ camp for the Usyk fight as well. So very good coach, very insightful as well.
Ali managed by Anthony Joshua. And she's certainly putting on a good show here at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. Ramla Ali having success. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from round 2. Dempsey, what do you see here?
I see it just boxing smart, you know, using that range, a nice crisp 1-2 straight down the pipe there as well. It's having a lot of success, so why are you going to stray from something that you're having a lot of success for? You see multiple right hands landing there too.
And it seems like the punches are flowing for Ali. She's getting into a rhythm. Is there anything that you would tell her in the corner to change or do differently?
I think she's just keep it smart, keep working the speed as well. You know, nice crisp punches, and that seems to be working for her. Maybe go down the body a little bit more as well, and then come upstairs.
2-0 on your scorecard?
2-0, yeah. 2 strong rounds for Ali.
Round 3 of 4 underway here from the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. Ramla Ali in the green trunks, Isela Vera in the gray. Isela Vera fighting out of Long Beach, California. Ramla Ali from the UK by way of Somalia.
Stop punching, step back clean. Box.
And if you look at the vision of Ali, right? She's got her focus right on the opponent in front of her. She's looking to land the jab to the head, looking to land to the body. What do you see from Ramla Ali in terms of her posture?
She's good, you know. She's a tall fighter, so you got to maintain that height, maintain that reach as well. The last thing you want to be doing is slouching over and giving your shorter opponent the chance to land those shots. So if you can fight tall and strong, that's the best bet for her, and she's doing exactly that.
And safe to say that you like to do that as well in the ring as Ali lands a big right hand?
Definitely. When you've got that reach and height advantage, you've got to utilize that. You know, there's no point making yourself shorter and smaller and giving your opposition the upper hand. So staying tall, staying strong, but also sitting down on your shots as well to deliver that power.
And as much as we're saying Ramla Ali is having success, which she definitely is, Isela Vera isn't backing down, right? She needs to get in there and make it a rougher fight, right? She needs to try to impose her will, her size, but she's not backing down.
No, she's there. She's in this fight every moment of the way, but I'd like to see her just push forward a little bit more. She's still sitting on the fringe of that pocket, you know. She's in Ali's range, which is dangerous for her. She needs to be stepping forward or completely out, not in that midsection there.
Locked up, stop punching, full step back.
And is that tough for a fighter when you come in with a game plan and you aren't able to execute the way you want to? You may not know because I know you're undefeated as a professional, but that's got to be tough for a fighter, especially mentally, to say, hey, I'm executing my game plan how I want to and I'm not having the success I want.
Definitely, and that's where you just got to readjust, you know, go back to the corner now. I'm sure her coach is going to give her some instructions on what to do coming out in this next round, but that's part of boxing, you know. Not everything's smooth sailing, you know. You're going to come across some hurdles, and there's no such thing as an easy fight. So things aren't going to go your way at least one point in the fight, and you've got to be ready to readjust and reassess.
And as we look at the highlights here of round 3, what has impressed you so far from Ramla Ali in her 4th professional fight?
She's a good combination puncher, you know, very crisp, very sharp, not getting too carried away, landing the shots, doing what she needs to do. I'd like to see a few more combinations coming into this 4th and final round and trying to get her opponent out of there.
We saw you, Dempsey McKean, close the show last weekend. You got a 6th-round knockout. Do you think Ramla Ali she's most likely ahead on the scorecards. Do you think she should go for a spectacular 4th round and really put an exclamation point on this performance?
I think she can. I think she can get her out of there if she pushes that pace a little bit more and looks for a few more right hands too. She's landing at will, and it would be good to see her make another statement as well and get her out of there.
This is the 4th and final round of Matchroom's Before the Bell. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Dempsey McKean. It has been all Ramla Ali, who's in the green trunks. Isela Vera In the gray, we've seen Ali box. We've seen her move. We've seen her back up Vera. And there's a nice jab that lands for Ali.
It's good. There's a lot of variation in her shots and punches. She's not throwing the same combinations over and over again, which is good, keeping her opponent guessing.
And if you're in the Isela Vera corner here, most likely down on the scorecards, you have about a minute here left in the final round. What would be your advice to Isela Vera?
Well, if she wants to win this fight, she's got to bite down that gumption and push forward and throw some big power shots as well. You know, she does pack a bit of a punch, but she's got to come forward and she's got to let the leather go. It's the only option to win this fight. So she's coming forward a little bit more here.
Absolutely. Isela Vera is not going out without a fight. She's spirited. She's trying to back up Ali. And she knows that coming in that way, she's going to take some punishment, but she's trying to land a big right hand, something special here in round 4, right?
I think she's happy to take a couple just to give one as well. So a little bit more head movement on the way in, you know, bobbing that head left to right, and then looking for those big right hands would do her best, but I think she's trying. A lot easier said than done when you're getting pinned with shots coming in as well.
The accuracy of Ramla Ali. It's been target practice here at the Hulu Theater. Boxing, moving, punches flowing, combinations. There's a big right hand for Ali. Followed up by another combination and another big right hand for Ali. It looks like she stunned Vera there at the end.
Definitely. It's a good fight. Good fight for Ali to showcase her skills and look good doing so.
Tremendous performance in her 4th professional fight. Ramla Ali. We spoke about everything she's been through. A war refugee from Somalia. When you put it all in perspective, to come out into Madison Square Garden and fight 4 strong rounds, as we look at some of the highlights, I mean, what does that say to you, Dempsey?
That's a feat in its own, you know. It's what every fighter dreams of, you know. New York and Madison Square Garden is the mecca of boxing, you know. Sports in general here is so much bigger than across the rest of the world. So to come out here, like you said, in the 4th professional fight, you know, that's what every fighter dreams of. So I'm sure that's the first of many to come.
And let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Ramla Ali, she had success with the right hand. She set it up nicely with the jab. She was moving, working the body, working the head. Dempsey, what do you see when you look at these highlights?
It's good level change. I like when she goes to body, then comes upstairs as well. So very sharp, very entertaining to watch as well. Good boxing display. Bright future.
Ramla Ali, just her 4th professional fight. That was a test in Isela Vera. Isela Vera didn't back down. She kept the pressure coming, even in the final round. She was trying to back up Ali. She was just unable to have success.
I think she might have left it a little bit too late. You know, the 4th round was probably the most active for her, where she decided to push forward a little bit more, and she had a lot more success landing those power shots. So if she'd tried to implement that a little bit earlier on in the fight, she might have had a bit more success.
And to make it official, we're going to throw it up to our master of ceremonies, David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds here in New York City, we go to the judges' score totals. John Basile, Kevin Morgan, and Waleska Rodan all scored this bout identically 40-36. For your winner by unanimous decision, she's still undefeated, Ramla Ali.
Ramla